Hello everyone, welcome to New Wealth Japan. I'm thrilled to have you here today. This channel is dedicated to helping travelers from around the world discover and experience the very best of Japan. From ancient temples and historic castles that have stood for centuries, to the vibrant world of anime, unique Japanese souvenirs, and incredible cuisine that will tantalize your taste buds, we cover it all. Japan is a country where tradition meets innovation, where you can enjoy a traditional tea ceremony in the morning and explore cutting-edge technology districts in the afternoon. It's this beautiful contrast that makes Japan so fascinating. We're passionate about sharing hidden gems, travel tips, and cultural insights that will make your Japanese adventure unforgettable. Whether you're planning your first trip or you're a seasoned Japan traveler, we've got something special for you. I'm truly grateful that so many people from all corners of the world share this passion for Japanese culture with us. Your enthusiasm and curiosity inspire every video we create. So sit back, relax, and let's explore Japan together. Let's get started.
Have you ever dreamed of visiting a real-life castle in the sky? Well, today we're exploring Japan's incredible Takeda Castle ruins by answering the 5 biggest questions every visitor has. So let's get right into it. I mean, just look at this. This is the image that put Takeda Castle on the map for people all over the world. It's this unbelievable sight, a fortress perched on a mountaintop, just floating above this ocean of clouds. And no, it's not CGI, it's a real natural phenomenon. And that phrase, a castle floating on a sea of clouds, just nails it, doesn't it? It perfectly captures the magic of the place. It's this exact feeling that has landed it on so many travel bucket lists. But, seeing it for yourself takes a little bit of planning. So, the big question is, how do you go from just looking at this photo to actually standing there and seeing it with your own eyes? Well, let's start with the most basic question of all. First up, why is it even called the castle in the sky? And for that matter, why do some people call it Japan's Machu Picchu? Let's unpack these awesome nicknames. So what we're looking at here are the ruins of a fortress sitting way up on Mount Kojo, over 350 meters high. It's a true mountain fortress, what the Japanese call a yamashiro, and what's left today are these incredible stone walls from way back in the Sengoku period. So those 2 nicknames come from 2 totally distinct views. On the left, you've got the famous castle in the sky, which happens when that sea of clouds, or unkai, rolls in below. And on the right, you can see exactly why it gets the Japan's Machu Picchu comparison. The sheer scale of those ancient stone walls is just, wow, it's breathtaking. But listen, this place isn't just a pretty face. Takeda Castle is a big deal. It's a national historic site and one of Japan's top 100 castles. The fact that these stone walls have survived for more than 400 years is just a mind-blowing testament to the skill of the people who built them. All right, on to question 2. And this is the one everybody asks. How do you actually see that famous sea of clouds? Okay, witnessing the unkai, it really is all about timing. And yeah, a little bit of luck helps too. It doesn't just happen every single day, so you really have to know when to go. So, think of it like this. There are 3 golden rules you've got to follow. First, the season. Autumn is your best bet, specifically from late September to late November. Second, the time of day. You have to be an early riser. The magic really happens from dawn until about 8 a.m. And third, the weather has to be absolutely perfect. And when we say the weather has to be just right, we mean it's a super specific recipe. That fog is most likely to show up when there's a big temperature drop overnight. We're talking at least 10 degrees Celsius. You also need a clear, sunny day, tons of humidity, and almost no wind. It's a very precise meteorological cocktail. But here's the best part. You don't have to just guess and hope for the best. The local Asago City website, called Asabura, has an automatic sea of clouds forecast. Check it the day before you go, and you will dramatically increase your chances of seeing the spectacle. Okay, question number 3. Let's say you've nailed the timing. You're there on the perfect day now. Where do you go to get that iconic, postcard-perfect shot? Well, you've basically got 2 incredible options, and they give you completely different experiences. To get that classic photo of the castle floating, you need to be on the mountain across the valley at a place called Rutsuunkyo Gorge. But if you want to feel like you're standing on an island in the sky, you've got to be inside the ruins themselves at the very top, the Honmaro. And this is that money shot. This is the breathtaking view you get from Ritsunyo Gorge. It's a bit of a hike to get up to the viewing platforms, but look at the reward. From here, you're looking at the castle in the sky. Now let's flip the script. This is what it looks like from inside the castle, at the Hanmaro. From up here, the clouds are literally at your feet. You get this amazing sense of history, the sheer scale of the stone walls, and a 360-degree view of the clouds stretching out forever. Okay, time for question 4, and this one is super practical, all about the essentials. What do you absolutely need to bring to have a safe and, comfortable visit? First off, let me be clear, this is not a casual walk in the park. You're going to want proper shoes, like sneakers or hiking boots, for the steep trails. And since you're going up so early, it can be freezing, so pack warm clothes. A raincoat is a great idea. Remember, you're literally inside a cloud of water vapor. And a flashlight, absolutely non-negotiable for that pre-dawn hike, because there are no lights. Okay, and this next part is so important, I really can't say it enough. Once you are inside the castle ruins, there is nothing. No toilets, no shops, no vending machines. You have to bring your own water and definitely use the restroom at the base of the mountain before you start climbing. And that brings us to our final question, number 5. This is all the extra stuff you need to know before you go, especially if you're visiting from overseas. So, if you're an international visitor, the great news is they've got you covered. You'll find signboards in English that explain the history, you can book guides who speak English, and there's even an official app with a cool VR feature that shows you what the castle looked like back in its heyday. Now, you're going to want to pay super close attention to this next part, the opening hours. They change a lot depending on the season. And just look at the autumn hours. They open at incredibly early 4 a.m. That's how you have time to hike up before the sun rises. And this might be the most important date to burn into your memory. The entire site is closed down for almost 2 months in winter, from January 4th all the way to the end of February, because of snow and ice. So whatever you do not plan your trip for that time. So there you have it. That's the lowdown, the 5 key things you need to know to plan your own amazing adventure to Takeda Castle. It's one of those rare places where history and nature come together to create something that feels like pure magic. So the only question left is, what are you going to discover when you go?
All right, let's get into it. Imagine this. You're high up in the mountains of Japan's Hyogo Prefecture, and as the morning mist clears, you see the ruins of a fortress, one that seems to float above the clouds. Today we're heading to the Takeda Castle ruins, a place that absolutely earns its nickname, the Castle in the Sky.
And this is the view. This is the shot that has made this place famous all over the world. What you're looking at are the stone foundations of the castle, just floating on this incredible ocean of clouds. The Japanese have a word for it, unkai, and it literally transforms this mountaintop into a mythical island in the sky.
So, with a site like that, it's no surprise it's picked up some pretty epic nicknames. Of course, it's called the Castle in the Sky. That one's a given. But people also call it Japan's Machu Picchu, and you can totally see why, with its stunning mountaintop setting and those amazing stone rooms.
But don't let that beautiful, dreamy view fool you. This place has a serious history, one that was forged in conflict and war. This wasn't just some scenic retreat. It was a hardcore, strategic stronghold that saw centuries of battle.
So let's turn back the clock a bit. The story starts around 1443. A powerful warlord, Yamana Sozen, built the castle to guard the border and some really valuable silver mines nearby. Then, fast forward to 1580, and it's conquered by the legendary Toyotomi Hideyoshi, who is on his mission to unify all of Japan. The last guy in charge, Akamatsu Hirohide, is actually the one we have to thank for the incredible stone walls you see today. But his story, it has a tragic ending. After the massive Battle of Sekigahara in 1600, he was forced to commit ritual suicide, or seppuku, and just like that, the castle was abandoned.
And when I say abandoned, I mean it. For more than 400 years, nothing but these stone foundations have stood on this mountain. The silence was so profound that it took until 1943 for it to be named a National Historic Site. All that's left are these massive stone walls, which really tell the story of the castle's dramatic rise and sudden fall. And that brings us to the most impressive part of the whole place.
I mean, seriously, these stones have stories to tell. The walls of Takeda Castle are nothing short of an architectural miracle, especially when you remember they were built in the 16th century.
They were built using this amazing technique called anuzumi. Now, this wasn't about cutting nice, neat, uniform blocks. Oh no. The master stonemasons took natural, totally unprocessed rocks, all different shapes, all different sizes, and fitted them together with unbelievable precision. It was like building the world's most complex, high-stakes jigsaw puzzle.
And you can really get a sense of their philosophy from this saying. The Anushu, the group of master stonemasons who perfected this, used to say, listen to the voice of the stone and place it where it wants to go. It sounds almost mystical, right? Like they had this deep, intuitive connection with the materials they were working with.
And this right here is the result. The fact that these walls are still standing after 400 years of typhoons, earthquakes, and everything else nature could throw at them, it's just a testament to that incredible skill. You can see how all the different sizes just lock together, creating this structure that's both incredibly strong and surprisingly flexible.
And the scale here is just immense. The main ruins stretch for about 400 meters from north to south. That makes it one of the largest stone-walled castle sites left in all of Japan. So you can imagine what it's like to see it in person.
So how do you get to see it?
More importantly, how do you see that famous unkai, that sea of clouds? Well, it's not quite as simple as just showing up. It takes some timing, a little bit of planning, and yeah, a little bit of luck.
You basically have two amazing options for the view. If you want that classic, iconic postcard shot, you actually need to go to a spot called Ritsunian Kuryo Gorge, which is on the mountain across the valley. From there, you get the whole picture of the castle floating. But if you want to be in the picture, you climb right up into the ruins. From there, you're literally standing inside the castle in the sky with the clouds right at your feet.
Okay, so what are the magic ingredients? First, the season is key. You're looking at autumn, basically from late September to the end of November. You have to get there super early, between dawn and about 8 a.m. And the weather has to be just right. A big temperature drop overnight, very little wind. But even if all those things line up, it's still a bit of a gamble. The unkai only shows up about once every 3 days.
But here is a pro tip that's going to seriously boost your chances. The local city's website, called Asabura, actually has a cloud sea forecast, no kidding. It analyzes all the weather data to predict how likely the unkai is to appear, so definitely check that before you set your alarm for a crazy early wake-up call.
Okay, so you've checked the forecast, the clouds are looking good, and you're ready for an adventure. Let's run through some essential tips to make sure your trip is safe and, of course, absolutely unforgettable.
First things first, gear up. The trails are no joke. They're steep and unpaved, so proper hiking shoes are non-negotiable. And it gets really cold up there in the morning, so pack warm layers. Second, be prepared. Once you're in the ruins, you're on your own. There are no shops, no vending machines, no toilets. Bring your own water and snacks. And finally, check the dates. The entire site closes down for winter, from January 4th through the end of February, because it just gets too dangerous with the snow and ice.
And if you want to enhance your visit, here are a couple of cool ideas. You can stay right at the foot of the mountain at the Takeda Castle Town Hotel EN. It's actually a renovated 400-year-old sake brewery, which is awesome. And here's something really cool. There's a multilingual VR app you can get. While you're walking around the ruins, you can hold up your phone and see a virtual reconstruction of how the castle would have looked in its prime. Takeda Castle is really one of those places where history, nature, and just a bit of magic all come together. It might be a ruin, but when those clouds roll in, it feels more alive than ever. It really makes you wonder, after being silent for 400 years, what other stories do these stones still have to tell?
And that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed exploring this part of Japan with us. If you found this video helpful or entertaining, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps us reach more travelers like you who love Japan. And here's the most important part. If you haven't already, please subscribe to New Wealth Japan and hit that notification bell. By turning on notifications, you'll be the first to know whenever we upload a new video. We post new content regularly, featuring different destinations, food experiences, and cultural insights across Japan, so you won't want to miss out. Now, we'd love to hear from you. Do you have any questions about what we covered today? Is there a specific place in Japan you'd like us to feature in an upcoming video? Maybe a particular Japanese dish you're curious about, or a cultural tradition you want to learn more about? Please share your thoughts, questions, and suggestions in the comments below. We read every single comment and your feedback helps shape our future content. Also, if you've been to Japan before, we'd love to hear about your experiences. Share your favorite memories or travel tips with our community. Let's learn from each other. Thank you so much for watching and for being part of our New Wealth Japan family. Your support means the world to us. Until next time, safe travels, and see you in the next video. Sayonara.